Dude, I don't know what is going on, but Rumble is giving me all kinds of problems, be it uploading a thumbnail or connecting when we hit live on OBS. I don't know what is going on, guys, but Rumble is just, well, she's just not going the way she needs to go, and that's the way she goes. Some days she goes, some days she don't go, and that's the way of the road, bud. How you doing? Good evening. I, of course, am James with the Hat and Beard Show. It is 7 p.m., which means you're here. I'm here. And everybody is here. We're ready to rock and roll. We got news and notes from around the league before we talk about some little bit of Detroit Lions information. Got a glowing article about my guy, Penny Sewell. First, though, we'll be discussing how Patrick Mahomes. Well, he's a very wealthy man. Very, very wealthy man. He agrees to a contract extension with the Kansas City Chiefs worth $504.75 million. And I am such a poor. We will discuss that. We will then, of course, now the story I've been following it right now. Y'all might think it's kind of boring, but it is business side of the NFL. Clay Travis. NFL placing 87% of games on free TV means they're, quote, violating the law 13% of the time. We'll take a little look at that, maybe see what we can discuss and see what kind of information we can unfold. We might have to get in our little time machine and travel back to 1890. Yeah. Got to go look at some law books, maybe see what's going on. We will also look at the judiciaryhouse.gov just to kind of see what's unfolding. Not very exciting, but it is information about the NFL, and it's good to be knowledgeable of the comings and goings of the NFL. It's the off season. There's not a lot to talk about. Best player, leader, captain, veteran, Penny Sewell, taking on multiple roles for the Lions in the Big 2-6. Man, nice little article here from The Athletic. Colton Pouncey. Strap in, boys. It's a good one. And then, obviously, hopefully we'll have time. Lions news, 2 NFL analysts have very different opinions on Detroit's offense, right? And I think that they, I did skim it. I think that there is some pretty solid camps of thought about moving forward with the Lions and the Lions offense in the Big 2-6. We will discuss all of that. We will see what else maybe pops off while we're live. We will take your chats and more tonight on the Hat and Beard Show. Before we get too far down the road, do me a solid. Hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and smash the like button. Share this content around with everybody you've ever known. With the transition over to the nightly show, obviously the clankers are a little irritated, and they don't know what to do with us right now. The views have taken a little bit of a dip, and that is to be expected. So I'm going to need you guys to kind of do some things on the back end. Play with the algorithm for me a little bit. Smash the share button. Copy that link down on the clipboard below. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. And, of course, the number one way to know. And remember that we've transitioned over from the morning show to the night show live 7 to 8 p.m. right here at YouTube, Rumble, and Kick is to have that notification bell turned on. Appreciate all of that, fellas. Now let's kick it over to Jocko and get into the show.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
All right, so you guys are saying there's an echo. Hang on, let me get my test screen up here to see. Okay, yeah. All right. Did that remedy it? Did that clear it up? We a little bit better now? Is there less echo? Okay, nope, that did not do anything. The fuck, man. Dude, what the fuck? Did that clear it up? This thing is being a pain in my ass, dude. It's like, since going to nights, we've just had nothing but problems. Is that better? Did that clear it up? Sounds like it cleared it up on mine. Okay, good. All right. Dude, so, like, I have to you know what? I'll just remember. I got to remember which port to plug it into. Because that apparently plug into my microphone decides to tell OBS to go absolutely bananas. So, you know, it is what it is. Thanks, appreciate it. Sorry for the delay there, you guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Now we got to kind of reset everything over here back in the live chat. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, it has just been a monkey's uncle. The last, like, just switching over to the, you know, maybe it's because I'm meant to do the show during the daytime. Maybe I don't function well at night. So if we want that to happen, you got to subscribe. You got to subscribe all around. You got to get this content out there to people so that I don't have to go to a job anymore. This can just be my job. And I'll stream to you morning, noon, and night. Fuck it. I don't care. I'll be a one-man ESPN crew. Put the echo on. I do when playing guitar, so my mistakes are near as noticeable. Hey, you know, it literally comes down to which USB plug I put my microphone into, because I got this cool little stand that my laptop sits on that I plug a USB into. Then it powers an auxiliary cooling fan underneath it, right, to keep my shit cool. But if I put it into the wrong one of the microphone, then it completely resets my audio settings on OBS, and it's just a pain in the keister, fellas. Just a pain in the keister. You know what I'm saying? It's still not completely right, but better. How bad? It's much better, but still a little something. Let me ask you this. Hang on. Still not completely right, but better. Okay, yeah, it is more metallic. What if I just did that? Did that help? Did that fix it? So this is just the Solving Tech Issues with Hat and Beard show. What if I just did that? Did that solve it? Did that seem to rectify it? This is just the Solving Tech Issues with Hat and Beard show. Did that seem to rectify it? I feel like that kind of rectified it a little bit. I don't know why I have two mic inputs. There, we'll just mute that fucker. Oh, here we go. Here we go, boys. Now we're cooking with gas. There we go. Yeah, okay. All right. So, yeah. All right. Give me a second here, fellas. We got to what the fuck am I doing? Dude, my brain is pudding, you guys. I'm just a fucking idiot today. I don't want, why is there even a mic auxiliary too? Oh, it's because of the cool. Gotcha. Got that room temperature IQ going today, fellas. Appreciate y'all. Shit. Can I get a French fry? You know what I'm saying? I prefer charcoal as well, Rick. I am a charcoal guy as well, y'all. But some days, woo-wee, fellas. Don't worry. We figured it out. We got her. We got her. It's all plumb level and square. Bob Vila is very happy with us. Very, very happy with us in this old house, you guys. Bob Vila is very happy with our plumb level and square situation now. Look at us. Look at us, huh? That's what Mad Hatter Nation. You guys pulling my tit out of the ringer yet again. Appreciate you. Let's talk about a little Patrick Mahomes. Well, talk about being a poor boy. Patrick Mahomes leaps past Dak Prescott as NFL's highest paid QB with record chef's extension worth. Excuse me while I just choke on this dollar amount. $504.75 million. The deal ties a 3-time Super Bowl champion to Kansas City through the 2023 season. How does that make you feel? How does that make you guys feel? Not for nothing. Do you guys think that if you were at work and while at work you destroyed your knee, right? You're like walking up, climbing up a ladder, you know what I'm saying? And you fall through the rung or whatever, and you just absolutely obliterate your knee, and you're donezo for 9 months, right? 9 months of just aggressive rehab, surgically repaired knee. Do you think your employer would turn around and then make you the highest paid person at your job in the history of your job? Yeah, I didn't think so either. Boy, it sucks being poor, doesn't it? Well, Patrick Mahomes isn't poor. It seems a bit, let's say, irregular over the past few years to see NFL quarterbacks who had never won or even played in a Super Bowl surpass Lord Patrick of Mahomes as the league's highest paid quarterback. That's changing in 2027. On Wednesday, Mahomes vaulted over the entire quarterback pack in agreeing to a new contract with a 2-year extension that is worth $504.75 million and ties him to the Kansas City Chiefs through the 2023 season. ESPN was the first to report the news. Good for ESPN. The deal is not yet signed, but has been in the works for weeks. Between Mahomes, representative at Equity Sports, and Chiefs general manager Brett Veach and his team. The extension means Mahomes now has a contract from 2026 to 2033 worth over $500 million over 8 seasons. Let that sink in for a minute. There are some countries that won't generate that type of income. That represents the first NFL contract to climb over the $500 million mark. Patrick Mahomes. Chris Collins, dude, I bet you Chris Collinsworth dick. I bet his dick got so hard, dude. I bet you Chris Collinsworth just like he's probably just been edging all afternoon waiting for the official news of the contract to break. He's probably just like so bricked up right now about Patrick Mahomes. He can climb as high as $522.25 million if he meets the incentives. Yeah, because how's a man supposed to survive, right? Obviously, he's really going to have to ball. How's a man supposed to eat in today's economy, son? He clearly needs that extra $18 million. 17.25. How's a man supposed to eat with a meager $504.75 million? You're going to make him grind it out for that extra 17.25? How is a man supposed to feed his family on merely $504 million over 7 years? And this, when the $239.05 million in new money kicks in starting in 2027, Mahomes will be averaging a reported, I guess he's going to really have to learn to budget because, I mean, Patrick Mahomes on your annual salary, dude, you're just going to have to learn how to make a sandwich. You're going to have to eat a lot of beans and rice, dude. Making only $64 million a year. Damn, dude, how is a man supposed to survive on that kind of money? Especially after having potentially a career-altering injury. I tell you this much. Yeah, if I were to go to work and just like shit my guts out all over the floor and be like, "Oh, I got hurt." Bah! They're not going to give me a fucking raise. They're going to fire my sorry ass. Now, you could say Patrick Mahomes, well, he deserves it. He's Patrick Mahomes. He beats out Dak Prescott by $4 million a year, right? But just hang on. His annual passing yards have declined each of the last 3 seasons since he posted a career high of 5,200 passing yards in 2022. So, in reality, in the world you and I have to live in, not only are you coming off of a career-altering injury that you sustained at work, but your production isn't as high as it once was. Now, in the world that I have to live in, probably not getting a raise, and probably not becoming the highest paid person at my job in the fucking world. Boy, it must be nice to be Patrick Mahomes and just literally have everything handed to you on a silver platter. I mean, my God, man. My God. I mean, to be fair, though, a lot of that money is going to be going back into the networks. Because how else do you think that they glaze him so hard? He's clearly paying for a PR stint. Like, clearly, dude. That's why he's got to make so much money, dude. He's got to pay Chris Collinsworth to digitally fillet him every fucking Sunday night, dude. We figured it out. We fingered her out, boys. We fingered her out. Yeah, $500 million, exactly. David, that's exactly what, like, the concept of that. $500 million. So much for the salary cap. Yeah, exactly. That's why I say, dude, the salary cap's only as real as you want to make it. Uncle Sam is going to get a piece of that pie. You would think, but probably not. Dude, he'll hide most of that money from Uncle Sam. You know what I mean? If he loses his mobility, he's an average QB. Could backfire on them. Bro. Mahomes is fun to watch. Right? Let me ask you this. Do you think Patrick Mahomes would have had as successful of a career had it not been for Andy Reid? And the only sample I have to compare that to is Donovan McNabb. What was Donovan McNabb without Andy Reid? Was he any good? When Donovan McNabb lost his mobility, what happened to him? He was Donovan McFlab. You remember that? You guys remember Donovan McNabb? Dude, we could be seeing a very similar parallel comparison to McFlab and Mahomes, dude. What's up, Sticks? How you doing up there in the cold north, brother? Good. I appreciate you dropping by, dude. End of the day, Mahomo. I like that name. Sounds like wrong, but he deserves the money for that. That's fair. That's fair. I'd be happy with 0.1% of that. Yeah, me too, dude. Me too. How's this, dude? The amount of money that, like, Patrick Mahomes probably drops on a tip at a dinner would, like, impact me for 6 to 8 months. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, it's just wild, dude. Until Cody. Shout out Cody Utes. I'm actually gonna pin that, dude, because that comment, dude. If he loses his mobility, he's an average QB, dude. That comment got my brain ticking, dude. And I was like, you know what, bro? Can we start to compare and contrast Mahomes to McFlab, right? Mobility, Andy Reid. You remove both of those, you ain't shit, dude. You ain't shit. Who says he tips? Bro, no shit. That's a good point, Rick. That's... Dog, do I need to make the joke, or do we all know the joke that is just hanging in the air right there? That just like I'm fine sampling the low-hanging fruit for you guys, right? But like, do I really need to say that blatantly obvious joke? Patrick Mahomes doesn't tip? Well, well, Patrick Mahomes doesn't tip 50% of the time. All right, so Clay Travis, NFL placing 87% of the games on free TV means they're violating the law 13% of the time. Oh, what do we know? The House Judiciary Committee on Administrative State Regulatory Reform and Antitrust convened Wednesday to examine how the Sports Broadcasting Act, which will be referred to as the SBA, the rest of the article, has impacted the broadcast market for sports leagues. Specifically, the hearing focused on whether the antitrust exemption created by the SBA has been used by professional sports leagues to harm consumers and whether legislative remedies may be needed. The House Judiciary Committee also released a report this week that it claims the NFL's television rights structured and revenues is a house of cards built on an overstretched antitrust exemption. Notably, Commissioner Roger Goodell declined to appear, leaving Travis as the hearing's most prominent witness. What they said, Clay Travis, on the misnomer of the NFL's 87% games on OTA television statement, quote, the NFL is going to argue that 80% of their games are still free. That means they're violating the law with 13% of the games that they're putting behind streamers. It also means that the reality is, if you look at your individual constituents, none of them are getting 87%. Buffalo Bills, great new stadium opening, $850 million in taxpayer funds. Their very first home game is on a Thursday on Amazon against our Detroit Lions. Most of the taxpayers in the state of New York who paid for that stadium are not able to watch for free a Buffalo Bills home opener. That's wrong. I agree, that is wrong. You're going to force these people, whether they are fans of the entity or not, and this is how taxes go, whether you want to or not, the king comes by force and says you either pay or you go in the cage. Regardless of how the king wishes to spend his money, regardless if you support, agree, or defend it, you will pay or you will go in the cage to the tune of $850 million for just the Buffalo Bills. And your very first exposure to your big, shiny new stadium that you, John T. taxpayer, contributed $850 million to. Congratulations. Hope you got a subscription to Prime, buddy. Oh, and don't worry, that transaction, that transaction for your Prime subscription, King's going to take a slice of that too. Don't you worry. You guys have an important responsibility and an opportunity to apply the law fairly, freely, and help fans everywhere across the entire nation pay less and get more. What remains unclear, the courts have previously ruled that the SBA exemption does not apply to cable, satellite, or streaming. However, whether Congress will act to formally strip its or restrict the NFL's antitrust exemption remains an open question. FCC, which won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They tried to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me. Anna Gomez noted that any meaningful update to the SBA requires legislative action, not agency intervention. Right. Duh. Because I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill. And that's how that shit's supposed to work. Now, if we want to go ahead and rewind a few years to a different presidential administration, we know that different agencies can just kind of do whatever the hell they want. They make the rules up as they go. But if we want to go back to I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill, it's supposed to go this way. It's supposed to go this way. I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill. What it means, the NFL's growing reliance on streaming is now firmly in Congress's crosshairs. What that means is they're not getting enough money. They want more money. You gotta pay them more money. Roger Goodell, you have to pay the congressmen more money. You need to get more money in the pockets of the congressmen. We need to have a NPAC. Could you imagine that? Oh my God. The delegate from Indiana is clearly funded by NPAC. Travis's Bill's example gave lawmakers a tangible, constituent-level illustration of the problem. If Congress agrees that 13% figure represents a legal violation of the SBA, the NFL's entire media rights structure could face its biggest challenge in many years. Just so you guys know, I did kind of poke around. So the SBA is from like 1960, and it is in response to a law from 1890. I think it's the Sherman Act, which has to deal with protecting basically companies from destroying a market, right? More or less, it's kind of protecting companies from themselves. So if you kind of look at it from a bigger standpoint, like what they're really trying to say is, hey, at a certain point here, if the fans revolt, you're fucked. You need to be able to give back to the people paying the money. Now, check this out. What really this kind of kicked us all off was it Sunday Ticket? So check this out. I went over here. This is boring. I'm going to be honest, guys. All this, you're not here for that. You're not here from that. You're not here from that. The NFL claims of a fan-friendly distribution model defies the reality experienced by millions of NFL fans. The NFL's own data shows that the average NFL game reaches only 39% of U.S. households. In 2016, broadcasters aired 113 of the NFL's 256 regular season games in fewer than 20% of U.S. households. When the NFL claims that 87% of games receive, quote, primary distribution on broadcast television, it means only that a broadcast station carries those games somewhere in the country. Not that most fans can watch them. You see what they're doing there? They're saying, oh, yeah, no, you can. You can watch it all you want. Hey, guy. You live in Seattle, Washington, and you don't like the Sea Chickens? You're a diehard Big Blue fan? You're like, hey, man, Big Blue. You know, the J-Men, dude. The J-Men, right? The NFL's like, you can watch it. You just have to pay. You either have to pay for a premium service, or you can get in your car and drive your happy ass to an area that distributes the show, the program for you, right? Through its oversight, the committee and subcommittee obtained data showing that despite the NFL's claims, Sunday Ticket is not just a product for the NFL, avid NFL fan in general, but a product bought mainly by fans attempting to watch their favorite teams who are stuck with no other option. Well, you say it's only 13%, though. You say there's only 13%. 87% of you can watch these games if you pay a premium subscription. According to data from former NFL Sunday Ticket subscribers, when asked, why did you sign up for NFL Sunday Ticket? Over 70% of respondents answered that they subscribe to, quote, watch my favorite team, which is out of market. Yeah, we know that as Lions fans what that's like, right? Road games was brutal. Back in the day, you'd never get to see them. When asked why they canceled their Sunday ticket, 70% of respondents answered that Sunday ticket is too expensive. 70% of respondents answered that they subscribe to watch their favorite team, which is out of market. And 70% of people who canceled their subscription said that it's too expensive. I wonder how many of that 70% is also in that 70%. I won't pay for NFL Sunday ticket. Fuck you to the moon. I'm not doing that shit. Are you serious? I'll listen to the radio broadcast before I pay for that bullshit. That's nonsense. That's nonsense and tomfoolery. A bunch of chicanery. How you doing, Mad Hatter Nation? Rich people are greedy. That's why they... It's true, dude. That is true. What's up, Mr. Figs? How you doing, man? Oops, excuse me. We need more free games with the these ticket jerseys. Memorabilia prices watching on TV should be free. Dude, bro, yes. Motown, yes, dude. With the price alone of merchandise, dude, that should cover so much of it. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what, dude? This is what we do. Check it out. All right. I got it. This will take some coordination. Okay. It's going to suck. But we're going to have to pretend for a little bit. Okay. We have to find whatever. So we'll use Detroit as an example. We have to find whatever team is geographically as far opposed from Detroit, and I mean location, not like geographical terrain, from Detroit as possible, so that we are guaranteed to never have a media market. So a lot of East Coast teams are going to be West Coast teams, East Coast teams. Y'all cats in the middle, going to have a little bit of a struggle with it. Maybe you can go north-south type deal. We're all going to have to pretend. So we'll have the Lions fans. We're all gonna have to We're all have to pretend to be like Chargers or Rams fans. And I know a lot of you dingbats are gonna be fine with being Rams fans because you're all like the LA Lions. When Stafford won his ring, you guys were like, ah! That was so fucking lame, dude. Yeah, that shit was so lame. So hang on. So every team then coordinates, right? So Lions fans become Chargers fans become either Lions fans, Packers fans. You see what I'm saying? So that we're all demographically as far apart as possible. Hang with me, baby birds. Because then what we can do is we can all petition our congressmen and local authorities to grant us asylum status for our team, and then we can get federal funding to pay for all of us to get NFL Sunday ticket, and then we can all watch our teams because we're all refugees, dude. We're all seeking team asylum. You say, oh! Figured it out, boys. We figured it out. We got it. Lock it in, boys! That's how it's done. Different PA. So it's either Philly or Pitt. Why won't they let me watch the Lions? I still have to watch the commercial. I said, damn, dude. That's true, bro. They probably don't give you shit for games because Philly always is going to dominate in your market over Detroit 100%. Live out of state, you can't afford Sunday ticket, and so I watch bootleg streams with apps like VipBuy. Dude, you got to do what you got to do, bro. You got to do what you got. Yeah, dude, Mike Kimber does play-by-play, dude. Yes, dude, yes, Mr. Figs, exactly. Like those pride weirdos. We just pretend. Exactly. What's up, Detroit Sports Talk? How you doing, man? Yeah, dude. So we'll just pretend. We'll all just like put Chargers hats on top of our Lions hats, dude. You know what I'm saying? And we'll just pretend. Yeah, liberal logic at its finest. We're just beating them at their own game, dude. We're just beating them at their. We got to be 2 steps ahead. We got to be 2 steps ahead of these idiots. We just got to use liberal logic to our own advantage and cheat the system, dude. You know what? If everybody's stealing from the Titanic while it's going down, fuck it. I'm gonna get mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm a team. I am seeking asylum. I'm a refugee, and I need to be able to watch my NFL team. Now, give me money. All right, fellas. Let's talk about a little Lions ball. Look at us, hey? Hey, we are filling... Well, to be fair, I guess we're not really filling out the full hour. I kind of got screwed on the tech side of things. Whoopsie poopsie. Oh, well. What you going to do? So I came across this article. And, yeah, we read The Athletic from time to time. You know, periodically, from time to time. From time to time, we'll pull up The Athletic. You know, it's a little bit more highbrow than what we're used to reading over here. You know, I'm more of a A to Z sports and a Pride of Detroit type guy, you know, but sometimes we can feel a little fancy and flick our pinkies out and go on over to The Athletic and see what they got. They got a good article here about our guy. And you guys know I'm a big old Penei Sewell fan. Have been from the jump. I was like, that boy good. When I was watching tape on that dude, I was like, oh, shit, that boy good. That boy going to be real good. And then the Lions were like, yeah, we're going to... You come foundationary piece. And he was like, all right. And the Lions were like, yeah, but here's the thing, Penei. Gonna need you to play right tackle for a little bit. Because we got old Teddy Decker over here. Yeah, no, Taylor, we love you, dude. You're great. So Penny's like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm a team player. I'll go play out of position at the right side. I'll just, play right tackle for a little. I'll just, whatever. I won't take it too serious because I'm a left tackle. I'll just fart around over on the right side of the line. And I'll just casually become the best offensive lineman in football. Best player, leader, captain, veteran at like 18 years old. Penei Sewell taking on multiple roles for the Detroit Lions. Penei Sewell sat on a bench near the back entrance of the practice facility last Thursday, removed his gloves and shoulder pads, and awaited his turn at the microphone after an OTA session concluded. Passing by him on their way inside was Tate Ratledge and Mormon Oaks, two of the young pups on the Lions' offensive line. They spotted him lingering off the side. They learned he was speaking with the media. They shared a mischievous glance, then decided to hang back and support their leader. We want to ask you some questions, Ratledge, the second-year guard, said to Sewell. Come up there with me, Sewell responded. Some playful banter followed, but the scene served as a reflection of how Sewell's new role on this team. This offseason, he's been tasked with bringing the offensive line with him in ways he hasn't been previously asked to. Where he goes, others follow, namely Jahmyr Gibbs. Sewell, Detroit's left tackle, finds himself at the center of an offensive line that underwent major changes this offseason. Once viewed as one of the league's best units, the Lions lost their reputation in 2025 season. They're working to get it back. It began when the Lions lost veteran guard Kevin Zeitler to the Titans in free agency. The Lions believed they had younger, cheaper alternatives in-house after drafting 3 guards, Mahogany, Ratledge, and Miles Frazier in recent drafts. To hedge that youth, they still had veterans Frank Ragnow, Teddy Decker, and Graham Glasgow to show them the ropes. Until they didn't. Ragnow's abrupt retirement in June was a major blow to the offensive line's foundation. An all-pro talent, Ragnow made everyone around him better and would have helped the Lions account for some youth transition in the starting lineup. Instead, it forced them to move Glasgow, coming off a down year, from guard to center. As this all played out, Decker was unavailable for OTAs and a portion of training camp as he recovered from off-season surgery that was supposed to fix his bad shoulder. Put a dunce hat on his shoulder, it's been bad. However, the pain lingered into the season. Well, you didn't put a big enough dunce hat on him. If he was bad, you should have put... Clearly, you didn't leave him in timeout long enough. The end result was the deterioration of a once great offensive line. Ragnow retired. Glasgow was one of the worst starting centers in the league. Great. Decker's shoulder remained an issue. Mahogany and Ratledge experienced growing pains in their first year as starters. Per Sharp Football Analysis, Detroit's starting offensive line played just 32.26% of the team's offensive snaps together. And that's something that I do think is important to remember. We had a lot of pieces, a lot of injuries. You know, we should have learned in the NFC Championship game against the San Francisco 49ers, when Jonah Jackson wasn't available and we had to rely on Kiadi Oshika. This is no slight against him. You do not want your offensive line to be relying on Kiadi Oshika. The one constant in terms of availability and productivity was the living wall, Penny Sewell. The Lions knew that, so they opted to rebuild the offensive line around him. They took the field together for the first time when OTAs kicked off in May. Quote, "It's been fun so far. I'm not going to lie. I love the guys that we have in. Just trying to get to know them all." That's a good thing. It's been fun so far. The fact that he's like, okay. Controlling words, controlling minds, right? A ding ding. You have to pay attention to the verbiage that these people are using, right? I go back to, Drew Petzing, right? How to win games. Not we want to win games. How to beat teams, right? You've already beat them. We just have to figure out how. It's the small details in the verbiage. I'm having fun. It's been fun. Not it's been good. Not it's nice to learn, hang with these new guys. It's a learning curve, not talking about his time at the left tackle. No, it's been fun. I'm telling you this right now. The last thing the NFL wants is the Detroit Lions having fun on the field. We're already a very dangerous team. And if we're so good that we're just having fun, yeah. Oh, the NFL is F-U-C-T fucked. The biggest on-field focus for Coach Dan Campbell, GM Brad Holmes, and the Lions this offseason was to fix the offensive line because the offense relies on timing and rhythm. Its efficiency can plummet without a stable offensive line. Even when all the playmakers the Lions have at the skill positions, in an effort to fix it, the Lions made some shrewd, perhaps necessary moves. I don't know if they were shrewd, but necessary. It is right and just. They released Glasgow before free agency began. They asked Decker to take a pay cut, and when he declined, he was granted his release. Look at the Patrick Mahomes has declining statistics, declining play, and a potentially career-altering injury. Well, he gets paid, he becomes the highest-paid quarterback in the history of the NFL, set to make over $500 million. Offensive line with our blue-collar work ethic and that no-nonsense bullshit. Yeah, you know what? Your performance is down. You want more money? And there's the door, bitch. Just like you and me. Like I said, they released Glasgow and Decker. Shrewd. I don't know if it was shrewd, but definitely necessary. It is right and just. They signed former Panther center Cade Mays to a 3-year deal. They signed former Dolphins offensive tackle Larry Borum, traded David Montgomery for draft capital and backup offensive line Juice Scruggs, and signed Ben Bartch as a potential challenger to Mahogany. A challenger has entered the arena. Ben Bartch versus Mormon Oak. And when the draft rolled around, the Lions used the 17th overall pick on the Clemson right tackle, Balake Miller, and then said, Penny, get your own ass on over there where you belong now. Time to take this seriously now. Come on now, chill on now. Quit having fun. All right, Penny, I know the first 6 years we've been just letting you kind of do your thing and just kind of have fun at the right tackle, and you just kind of been playing with your food, Penny, we're gonna need you to take it seriously though now. Now it's time to go to work. Now it's time to actually commit. Penny, now it's time to lock in, bro. Now it's time to lock in and actually pay attention to what you're doing. Damn, I zoomed way in. When the draft rolled around, yeah, we read that. That's why when it came time to make the decision on the 2026 offensive line, the Lions chose to lean on their all-pro. Quote, I'm putting my eggs in the basket of Penei Sewell in that O-line room, Campbell said this offseason. He's a leader. Ain't that the truth? There's a strong argument that he was already the case. Sewell is a 3-time team captain. He's regarded as one of the best talents in the league and best player on the Lions team. Ooh. Oh. What an interesting thought exercise, fellas. Gentlemen. Do we think, when you look at the talent that the Detroit Lions have, damn, storms are blowing in. Do we think that Penei Sewell is the best player on the Lions team? The best player, period, point blank, all around. Better than a Gibbs, better than a Waymo, better than a St. Brown, better than a Hutch, Campbell, Beebe. When you look at the pound for pound, all around athleticism, man, do you guys think that Penei Sewell is the best player of the Lions team? I'm not going to lie. I'm having a really hard time convincing myself that he's not. I'm a very biased individual when it comes to offensive linemen, though. Can't argue against it. And that's kind of the thing, Rick. It's not that I am outright saying he is. It's just really hard to find an argument saying that he's not. When the only argument is challenging him with another player, it's hard to find any holes in Penny's game. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Mr. Figs and Rick, you guys nailed it, dude. Who would you argue in place of him? The only name that comes to mind would be Jahmyr Gibbs. And that's no slight against J-Mo or St. Brown or even Laporta or Hutch. I mean, hell, I'd almost say that Hutch, it goes Sewell, Hutch, Gibbs. Pound for pound. When you look at what they're able to do on the field, it's just an interesting thought exercise. Sewell protecting Goff's blind side, I think we can assume running to the left is going to be a new normal. I think you are absolutely right, David. And you guys remember a team that had a lot of success running to the left, and running to the left is not a normal situation. But there was a team. They made it to a Super Bowl. They didn't win the Super Bowl. But they made it to the Super Bowl with a very good defense, a very aggressive running game, and they ran to the left side of the line more times than the right, which was very abnormal, even though they had a right-handed quarterback. Do you guys know what team this is? Do you know what who team I'm talking about? I'll give you a hint. They played a Super Bowl in Detroit. I had 8 different variations of our starting O-line last season. How many losses did we have? Bingo, Art. There you go, bud. Nicely done, Art. And the answer is the Sean Alexander-led Seattle Sea Chickens. Clock in and lock in. You know it, bud. Only one I can argue with as good as position is 97. Dude has bounced back from 2 real injuries. Exactly. Dude, that's exactly it, dude. Who else would you argue is better? Goff, Gibbs, Brown? Yeah, I would say originally the first thought that came to mind was Gibbs or Hutch. Yep. Work pissed me off, so I came home early and got to catch a show. Hell yeah, Blitz. That's what's up, dude. I'm sorry work sucks, dude. You know what, man? You know what, Blitz? Check this out, dude. You know what, bro? Man, fuck those guys, dude. Fuck those guys, dude. Bunch of fucking dickheads that you work with. Man, they don't know shit. They don't know their asshole from their elbow. Bunch of fucking morons, dude. Who's running the show around here? Bunch of idiots. Tell you what, dude. If your management team, right, were to sit down and whatever meeting they're having, right, I got you, Blitz. I got you. Next time they're having their little production meeting or their little management meeting, maybe tell them that whatever decision your management team decides to do, right, whatever they say, we're going to go A, all right, what they need to do is they need to go ahead and make a 180-degree turn and do the exact opposite of whatever their decision was, because whatever they are doing is fucking wrong. They're dumb. They don't know their asshole from their elbow. They're fucked up, dude, and fuck them all to the moon. How's that? Did that help a little bit, dude? But New York Knicks fans need help. Yeah, dude. Detroit sports talk. Knicks fans are fucked, dude. Man, fuck the Knicks, dude. Like, for real. That shit, that ain't right, man. What they doing to the Spurs fans, that ain't right. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? My God. Yeah, I've been watching that unfold too. It's fucked up, dude. Yeah, Gibbs. I would say Gibbs or Hutch. Sewell has yet to face injury battle. That's actually kind of what I was thinking too, Mr. Detroit City. When you look at what Hutch is able to come back from, dude. Sewell has an offense full of talent and weapons, 97 to 99% snap count. That's true, dude. If Hutch is this year's sack leader, then maybe him, but he's been mediocre. I don't know if Hutch has been elite as far as his pressure rate, and he was on a historic pace before the leg injury. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that helped, Blitz. I'm glad that helped, dude. I got you, bro. I got you. You see, I'm in the bye week between my old job and my new job, so I just kind of needed to get back into that gripe mode a little bit, dude. I felt like bitching with you a little bit. Oh, man, excuse me. Sewell held the title of captain. Ragnow and Decker were the pillars. They were the voices even Sewell could lean on, considering he's only 25. They were his vets. Damn, 25 years old. Now there are new faces relying on Sewell to show them the way. Excuse me. It's so awesome to have those guys, those veteran players out here. Miller said, even just watching them go through individual drills, sitting there on their iPads, clicking through their film and watching how they do things and learning stuff from them, seeing them out there in person, the speed of it, just having those guys out there is awesome. Just being able to see them do things, you really get a vision of what this is supposed to look like. Cade Mays says, it's been great. Those guys welcome me with open arms. I feel like the relationships are growing really quickly, and it's been awesome. The O-line room's great. I feel like I fit in as soon as I got here. They welcomed me with open arms, and we just kind of hit the ground running. And as we know, he's already been on a turkey hunt with Tater. Sewell's challenges this season is to help the Lions' offensive line recapture its status as one of the league's best. He'll attempt to do so while mentoring players like Miller and switching from right tackle to left, replacing Decker as he enters his 6th NFL season. Man, Rumble is just like fucked. Dude, Rumble is just fucked. What the hell, man? What the absolute monkey fuck? I'm about done with Rumble, dude. An All-American left tackle at Oregon, Sewell has experience at the position and was informed early in the offseason that it could be a possibility. Externally, there's been a debate about the move and whether or not it's worth it to move a player so comfortable at right tackle to the left. But internally, the Lions value the comfort of having a player of Sewell's caliber protecting JG16 for MVP's blindside. Assuming he's an upgrade over what Decker provided last year, well, really? Bro. Either one of my grandmothers could do a better job than Taylor Decker. And they're both dead. In addition to Mays, viewed as ascending center in the league, the Lions have a steady option at center. Ratledge played well down the stretch and is expected to take a year 2 jump, and the winner of the left guard job should benefit from playing next to a talent like Sewell. Hey! Huh! If only there was a content creator who has been aggressively stating how statistically playing next to Penei Sewell has always and historically made players play better. If only. Oh, man. That's why, when it came time to make the decision in the 2026 offensive line, the Lions chose to lean on their all-pro. I already read that. Shit. Those challenges this offseason. Upgrade over deck, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. At the very least, you can see the vision in ways you couldn't last year. Sewell has a lot to do with that. Quote, he looks like, if not the best, one of the best tackles in football. Left, right, middle, wherever you want to put him, Lions offensive coordinator Lil Spud Drew Petzing said of Sewell. Quote, he's extremely impressive, and I think he takes a lot of pride in that. Just the way that he approaches the job and the way that he thinks about the game and the way he comes in and works and wants to get better every day. Regardless of where we line him up, I think he has been really impressive. This is why the Lions drafted Sewell 5 years ago, making him the first pick of the new regime. Yes, he was viewed as a generational talent coming out of the draft, but his character allows the Lions to make the sort of moves they did this offseason. He makes others around him better, as Ragnow did at the center position. He can be a sounding board for Miller, who often names Sewell as a player he models his game after during the pre-draft process. He's already organizing summer barbecues for the offensive line and plans to go hunting with Mays and Ratledge. No shit. Ha! Well, goddamn, Penei Sewell. Fucking cheers, dude. Bro, that'd be dope. That's dope, dude. That's dope. Scenes like the one last Thursday show that the group gets along. The Lions are banking on that translating to the field Sundays. Sewell knows what's expected of not only him, but this offensive line at large. His vets set the standard for him. Now it's on Sewell to do the same. Quote, I knew every year we talk about it. A different year, but this one kind of feels a lot different. I could think of 2 Lions content creators that have been saying that too. Myself and Lions Talk. A little bit of Mr. Micro Micah. We've both been saying this exact same thing. This season, this year feels different. Bro, what? I'm saying. Just because all the guys that I came in with are not here anymore, it's just a lot of new faces. But again, with all that said, the standard's the same. And I'm the one that's kind of been here the longest in the room. So it's up to me to really hold that and really show the guys, not just tell them. You got to come out here each day and every day because no one's going to follow you and not really doing it by yourself. Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Penei Sewell's going to crush it at the left side, guys. How do we feel, Mad Hatter Nation? Do we feel that Penei's absolutely going to crush it over at the left tackle spot? How are we feeling? We don't live in New York. I don't have to worry about that. No shit, dude, right? No shit. Your sack leader. Yeah, dude, let's hope Sewell doesn't get hurt, dude. My buddy sent me a video of a swarm of Knicks fans breaking the team's bus for the Spurs. No shit, dude. I just seen the few fans getting just mobbed, bro, just stomped, and that pissed me off, dude. Damn, they're fucking up the team's bus. What is wrong with people in New York, dude? Like, what is wrong with people in New York, man? Y'all elect Mondami? Y'all tearing up teams' buses? Bro. It just don't make no sense. Exactly. It's just a basketball game, bro. Dude, for real, they tried to light a Spurs fan on fire. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, bro. Mr. Detroit City, unfortunately, dude, as Plaxico Burress learned, you're not allowed to carry a force multiplying device inside the city of New York. So they're all just walking soft targets, dude. Can I just say that between the shit that we've seen in Glasgow, or not Glasgow, was it Glasgow? With the Sudanese psychopath? With what we've seen happen to Henry Nowak, with how people are handling a basketball game, with the response we've seen people have to the Austin Metcalf, well, technically the Carmelo Anthony trial. People are really fucking gross, dude. People are just fucked, man. I don't like it, bro. I don't like it, man. And I'd like it if people could just get their shit together. Just kind of knock off this shitty behavior, dude. Like, I'm so tired of watching it. I'm just so tired of watching it, and it's just getting progressively worse. And I'm just so fucking tired of it, dude. It's annoying. If it wasn't for the New York City running the whole state, New York State is beautiful. Yeah, dude, I hear New York State's very beautiful. Yeah, all those issues go bye-bye in Florida 100%. Lose at home tonight. It's going to be a shit show outside. Yeah, dude, it is, bro. You're not wrong, dude, and it's warm out, dude. You're right, dude. They're going to burn the city down, bro. They're going to burn the city down. New York don't got enough churches. Ain't that the truth, bro? You know, I actually seen this thing that someone was talking about how, like, have you noticed that cities and towns no longer ring church bells? And, like, the frequency that church bells ring ward off demons and evil spirits and shit. And since we've stopped publicly ringing church bells, have you noticed how society has just fallen in on itself? It's so fucked, dude. The world is FUBAR, 100%. There's no morality in society anymore. Very gross. 100%, dude. 100%. Will dare to try even yap with a mouth on it. Preach, dude. I believe you were describing a type of fatigue. Yes, Cody. I think I am describing a type of fatigue. I'm just noticing things. I'm just noticing. I'm just noticing things. That's awesome. That's funny as shit. All right, guys. Oh, man. Oh, what's up, Jack? How you doing, man? That's why Dearborn people complain about church bells so much. Man, fuck Dearborn, dude. Like, dude, fuck the politicians of the state of Michigan that have allowed this just invasion, bro. It's so fucked, dude. People think Timmy and Min is bad. Oh, dude, Gretch is so bad, bro. Bro, Gretch is the worst, dude. Stretch and Gretchen, dude. No. Stretch and Gretchen, yeah, she's just god-awful, dude. She's just god-awful. And dude, Stretch and Gretchen is just, like, the perfect encapsulation of just, like, the affluent white female liberal. You know what I mean? She was just like a gigantic whore in college and just thinks she knows better than everybody else because she fucked a bunch of dudes and told her that she was pretty when she's not. She's ugly. She's dumber than fuck. And she's just banged her way to the top. And because she's just banged a bunch of low-T dudes who couldn't get their thing wet in high school and like, oh, I finally get to bang Stretch and Gretchen, they've just allowed her to have all this power because they're like, oh, maybe she'll let me touch her boobie. It's so pathetic, dude. It's so pathetic. Yeah, Mom, there is. It just finished up here, actually. It was probably about a 20, 30-minute storm. It came in pretty good over here, so you should be getting it pretty soon. It came down pretty good. We're going to have to go Irish on these politicians. Yes, dude, yes, actually. I stand with my Irish brothers right now. Legit. I'm like, yeah, no, get them, boys. That's what needs to have happen. And not for nothing, it's really embarrassing that a little ass island like Ireland is standing up when the U.S. prides ourselves on being, oh, we got our guns and freedom and now I don't hear them, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And Ireland's just like, oh, fuck that. Oh, this is fucking Ireland. We're not going to fucking tolerate that. We've been fucking trying to be invaded for fucking hundreds of years. We're going to stand up. I don't care. You see that priest where he's like, Protestants and Catholics, oranges and greens must come together for Ireland. I'm like, let's go, dude. Yes, it is. 100%, Cody. You are completely correct, dude. It's kind of like they invited Constantinople. Ring a bell, dude. Preach, brother. Preach. But we're just noticing, guys. We're just noticing. We're just noticing things. You know, like stats. So, anyway, that's going to be it for tonight, guys. I've been James with the Hat and Beard Show. You've been an attentive audience. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and share this around with all of your friends before you get up on out of here now. Have a good night. We'll catch you right back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Have a good one. Bonga bonga. Frig off.